Okay, welcome back. Well, as promised, this one's going to focus more on the how to get it all to work. So basically, let's see how easy it is for me to show this off. Let's just go into add-ons, because these are, let's go into Steam first. Steam is basically just a program add-on. I'll put a link in the description where to get it, because I don't think it's in the default repository. So basically just nothing special at all. It's just as soon as you launch it, I'm not going to launch it now, but as soon as you launch it, just like it says, launch the Steam into big mode. There's some bunch of different features you can basically tell it to do, but yeah, it's nothing special at all. So let's not waste too much time with that. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description. Second one, though, is the advanced launcher. As you can tell, I also have the ROM collection browser, which I've used before, but just found advanced launcher to be a little more GUI friendly. So let's go into that. Just what's the easiest way to show this off? Because there's a it's basically, I'll show you one launcher. Let's just show you the MAME launcher. Basically what it does, so it has the application you want it to launch, because it'll tell you when setting it up. I'll show that in a minute. Just tell the application, in this case Retroarch. And then as an argument, because Retroarch by itself is can launch like a bunch of emulators. So in this case, Retroarch needs to know which it needs to have. In this case, it's MAME. So it refers to, in the Retro library, refers to the MAME library. And then the ROM arguments, of course, to launch the ROM. Let's modify that. Let's see here. And then, of course, it needs to have a path and a extension. The nice part about this, I can show you that in the N64 emulator, because it has two different kinds of it has V64 and Z64 files, and so you can just tell it to look for both. And the way, like, that's basically all there is to it. So if I want to set up a emulator, say create a new launcher, and this it even says if it's a game launcher. And so in this case, I'm not sure why it wants to use my webcam for that. Maybe because I was, oh, I know why, but I don't want to do that. Well, anyway, it'll ask you for, it'll first ask you where the launcher is. So in this case, the emulator, and then it'll ask you where the ROM files are, and then you have to set up the argument. And like I said, you always have to point it to which library you want to use for it, because all of these emulators use the same Retroarch, but of course it needs to know which emulator to launch. And I can show you pretty quickly. We go into the Retroarch folder. There's the Retro library here. So if you want to launch, let's say, GBA launcher. In this case, I used VBM. So you have to know which emulator you want to use. If you're not sure, if you go into Retroarch and you say detect core when launching something, and we'll go into the ROM collection, let's say GBA. See, it'll say it has four GBA emulators that it can use. In this case, I think I used VBA next. And then I used the other one because I can tell because it didn't load in the overlay that I wanted to use. So basically, that's all there is to it. And then afterwards, in this case, I just put them both as favorites. But in the case of this this skin, I can even say skin settings. I can customize the home screen. I could tell it to add an item, in this case an add-on, and then in the add-on, like I always do, put advanced launcher. But in this case, I don't want to do that. And then, you know, I put in the icon, which I want. So in this case, I'm going to just say delete, because I don't want that there. So you can do whatever you want with it. I can even give it like a different color for the button, because now it's all blue. But if I want it could be purple, I think. Let's see if it worked. No, it didn't. Oh, maybe because I didn't save it. Anyway, as you can tell, it's actually pretty simple to set up once you know what you're doing. So, like basically, just to go over it all again, you just point it to Retroarch, you point it to the ROM folder, you import the files, which is just add items, and then it'll scan for new items. But in this case, like everything's already added, so I won't add anything new. Oh wait, except for that one, because I had it as a double, but now it's adding it again. So anyway, that's pretty much how it works. So I'll put some links in the description below for how to where to get the repositories, because I think Advanced Launcher and both the Steam app aren't in that default repository. And for adding those, yeah, you just have to look that up yourself, but it's pretty damn easy. So yeah, that's it.